So go ahead in your chair. I encourage you to sit forward on your chair so you're not resting back against the back of your chair, and your feet can be nice and flat on the ground. And let's just let our hands rest on our knees, and we can close our eyes. Take a nice, big, long inhale, and a nice, long exhale. Just let your awareness settle there onto your breath. Let your breath grow a little longer and a little deeper. And as you're here and you're breathing, just start to feel how you're feeling in this moment and how your body's feeling right now. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your seat on the chair. Feel the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. And as we go through tumultuous or interesting or even stressful times, one of the best things that we can do on a daily basis is to just be in our physical body. When we start to notice our body and how we're feeling physically, oftentimes that helps to ground us in the present moment, helps us to stop stressing and worrying and thinking about all the things that are going on, and just be here right now. I always like to say, whatever's going on 5 minutes ago isn't happening right now. Whatever's going to go on later isn't happening right now. We're just here getting ready for some yoga. And at the end of this class, we'll do another, a longer little meditation to get more into our bodies. But for now, let's go ahead and set whatever intention that you'd like for your time here this morning. And your intention is just something you'd like to focus on. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. It can be being present, getting a good stretch, getting a little stronger, whatever you can think of. And it's just for you. You don't have to share it, but hold it in the space of your heart and take a couple more nice long breaths. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Let's start really simple and just inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And exhale, let the arms fall all the way back down. And we'll just try that a few times. Inhale, arms reaching up. And exhale, arms all the way back down. Trying a couple more. Inhale, arms up. Exhaling, arms down. Again, inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms down. Let's do one last one, just like that. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, arms all the way down. So one of the things we like to do in yoga is make length in our spine. So let's inhale, arms up and get the length, but we're gonna make extra length by stretching to the side of our waist. So right arm down, left arm reaches. And we'll go back and forth. So inhale back to the center. And exhaling over to the left. Back and forth a few times. So reaching out your fingertips. Keep moving like that a couple more times. I think somehow I didn't mute somebody, so keep going back and forth. Okay, and the next time you come over to the right, let's just hold it over to the right. So the right arm down and left arm reaches. If you need to, you can grab your chair for stability. Reaching out that left arm. Think about both shoulders going back and down. Reach out your fingertips. Take another big inhale. You might even look up towards the ceiling. And then we'll go to the other side. So inhale, both arms up. Exhaling over to the left, reaching out your right fingertips. You can let that left hand hang down, or you can take it to the back of your chair, to the seat of your chair. Reaching out your right fingertips. Both shoulders sliding back. Maybe you look up towards the sky. And then we'll inhale back to the center, and the arms can come all the way down. Beautiful. So like I said, we like to have length in our spine so that we can make movement happen. And moving our spine is one of the most important things that we can do. Some yogis say that we are as young as our spine is flexible, so the more we can keep moving our spine, the better. So let's move our spine a little bit more. So hands on your knees, take an inhale, just arch and look up towards the sky. And then exhale, round your back towards the back of your chair. Let your shoulders come forward. So try that a few times. Inhale, arch and look up. And exhale, round it back. And so this whole time as we're moving, just keep moving with your breath. And just feel, how does this body feel today? Without any judgment, just checking in. What does it feel like? What feels tight? What feels good? What feels like it needs some love? And just back and forth, seeing how your spine feels. How do your shoulders feel? How do your feet feel on the ground? How do your legs feel? And then keeping the legs together just like that. Let's take a big inhale, reach the arms to the sky. And then just reach forward as much as you can and reach your hands down towards the floor. So again, we're thinking about long spine. So when I have my students reach forward, I like to keep the spine long first. And then if you're all the way on your legs, then you can let the head drop down. But just making sure our spine stays long without just rounding down first. And then be here and take a few breaths. I love forward folds for turning inward and for being in our body and for reducing the distractions around us. We do so many things looking outward into the world and seeking things that are out in the world rather than seeking things that are inside ourselves. And when we fold forward, we can take that time just to turn inward, to be with ourselves, to feel ourselves. Take another breath or two. And then walk the hands all the way up the legs. And we'll sit up nice and tall. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm teaching is I like to give a bunch of different variations. So we're going to try Warrior 2 today. And we're going to have different variations because at least in my regular yoga, chair yoga class that I usually teach, we have lots of different people that are at different levels in their practice. And that's one of my favorite things to see is a room full of people doing different variations of things. So thinking about Warrior 2 today because I want us just to be in this body today, feel our strength, feel our legs, feel everything working. And Warrior 2, I think, is a great pose to feel that. So option 1, you're going to stay in your chair the whole time, and that's a totally fine option to do. Option 2, we're going to get up, but I'm going to show you option 1 first. That way you can try that one. And then if you want to get up and try it standing, I'll give some standing options as well. So for option 1, we're going to turn ourselves to the right. And if you're watching on the different platforms, some of them look mirrored and some of them don't. So go to your right, whatever that looks like for you, and it might not look like my right on the screen, but turning towards your right. And we'll sit at the edge of the chair and then slide forward so that your right leg sit bone and your right leg thigh, we're going to slide forward away from the back of the chair, but then we're going to slide ourselves back so that our whole right thigh is on the chair, but then our left sit bone and our left leg is off the chair. I hope that makes sense. The right arm can grab the back of the chair, and then we'll take the left leg out to the side. So for some of us, the leg might just go out straight to the side, if that's as far as our hip wants to go today. For some of us, we're going to take the leg back behind us, and we're going to turn the left toes out so that they're facing forward of the chair, right, away from the chair. And then your choice, if you need to hold the back of the chair, you can, or you're going to reach the other arm out. If not, we'll reach both arms out. So hips and shoulders are trying to open towards me or towards the front of your chair, and both arms are reaching out, and then we can look out over our right arm. So even if you're used to practicing Warrior 2, standing up, sometimes it's interesting to feel it in a chair. right? So we've got the support of the chair. This is where we would be if we did a warrior two and got our knee to 90 degrees. And that's kind of the goal where we are in our warrior two, no matter what. But let's all take a moment, turn the palms to the sky, let the shoulders roll down your back, and then just flip the hands back over. And know that that's where our shoulders want to be. They want to be in the back plane of our body, down away from our ears. Hug the belly button in, reach up through the crown of your head. Take another breath or two. And then we'll go ahead, lower those arms down, wiggle the legs together, give them a little shake, and then we'll turn to the left. So same thing, you're sitting, turn to the left, you're gonna slide yourself so that your left sit bone and your left thigh are off the chair, so that left leg can move. And then slide yourself back so that the chair is supporting almost the full length of your femur on the right side. So your whole right leg is there on the chair, or your whole left leg, excuse me. Your right foot can go out to the side or maybe back behind you, turning those right toes so that they're facing towards the front of your chair. So the left foot is facing the side of your chair, the right toes are facing the front of your chair. And then if you need the back of the chair for support, you've got it. If not, both arms are reaching out. Thinking about shoulders over the hips. Let's all spin our hands to the sky, roll the shoulders down again, flip the palms back over, hug the belly button in, and just feel the mightiness of yourself. With your arms out, your legs nice and strong, press through both feet, even though the chair is there for support. Feel the earth underneath you, like you could push it away. Take a couple more breaths. Looking out over that left hand. Spread your fingers, reach out your fingertips, reach up through the crown of your head. And then we'll go ahead and lower those arms down. Wiggle the legs together, give them a little shake. And let's do just like we did before and fold forward. Big inhale, arms to the sky. Exhaling, fold forward with that nice long spine. Hands can come down. If your hands don't reach the floor and they don't feel good hanging out, you can put them on your shin so you've got some support. Otherwise, the hands can hang down towards the floor. Let the head hang down. This time you might give your head a little shake side to side, maybe up and down. And then we'll go ahead, walk the hands all the way back in. All right, so I give lots of variations in my classes, and one of the big things in giving variations is that that means that you have to listen to yourself, which is part of being in this body and hearing what it's telling you, and decide for yourself what variation makes the most sense for you. So if you want to stay in the chair, you're going to do just like we did before, turning to the side, making sure one sit bone's on the chair, one thigh is on the chair, the other leg can be free to do your warrior two. If you're going to stand up with me, you stand up, and I apologize if my head is cut off just a little bit in the Zoom call. I want to be close enough that I can see you guys. So if you're standing up to do your warrior two with the chair, standing, I'm going to have you flip the chair around so that the back of the chair is next to you in case you need it for support. You want it to be about the height of your hip usually, so that's pretty good. We'll step forward towards the right side of the chair. So if you notice, I've got the right corner of the chair next to my right hip. You can see the rest of the chair is kind of back behind me. And my hand is resting on that right corner of the chair. So the right foot stays where it is. Take a huge step back with your left foot, just like we did in the chair. The left toes are going to turn out. The right knee is going to bend. But feel like the chair is still there. So we're bending through that right knee. Now you've got the chair if you need it. If you're feeling good and you want to take your hand off the chair, both arms are going to reach out. If you need to put that hand back on the chair, you can. So same thing, hips and shoulders are open towards the front or towards me, bending through that front knee. Someday it's headed towards 90 degrees. Let's turn the palms to the sky, shoulders down the back, flip the hands back over. Look it over your right hand. If you're still in the chair, we're doing the same thing. We've just got the chair supporting that right leg. Hug the belly button in, reach up through the crown of your head. Take another big breath. And then go ahead and lower the legs down, or arms down. You might grab the chair if you need to, and step the feet together. And then we'll turn around and face the other way. So if you're in your chair, turn around. Same thing, you're going to slide yourself a little to the side so that right leg's free to move back. Left leg should be supported. If you're standing, we're stepping towards the left side of our chair. Keeping the left foot where it is. You've got the left hand back here on the chair if you need it. Big step back with your right foot. And then again, you've got the chair if you need it. That right arm's gonna reach out. The left arm's gonna reach out. Hugging the belly button in. Turn the palms up to the sky, shoulders down your back. Flip the hands back over. Bend through the front knee. Take a few breaths and feel the power of your legs. Feel the power of your body. And you might be thinking, Jen, this doesn't feel powerful. It feels like I'm doing a lot of work and my legs are getting tired. That's part of their power, right? They're working and you can feel it. Even if they're getting tired, they're doing this for you. It's beautiful to be here in this body today. No matter what else is going on, we can just feel this. Take one more big inhale. And then go ahead. Bringing the hands down, stepping the feet together. If you're in your chair, we're going to turn and face forward. So we're going to fold forward just like we did before. So be in your chair, folding forward just like we did. We'll reach the arms up. If you're standing up, you can flip your chair around this way. I'm going to flip my chair this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. But you, wherever your chair is, just need to be in front of your chair. So the knees are nice and close to the chair. And then we'll take a step back about 6 inches or so. So the chair's in front, just in case we need it. And again, we're going to have options. So inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Either the hands to the chair is option 1, or the forearms to the chair. If you're seated, you're still folding forward, just like we did before. If you want to stand up for this one, even if you didn't do the warrior 2, you can try this too. So forearms to the chair, that's option 2. Option 3, you're going to walk your hands down the rung of your chair, so you've still got a good grip on the chair, using it for support. Option 4 is just reaching the hands down to the ground. Let's take a few breaths. And then we'll look forward. If you've got your chair, you can walk your hands up the chair. If you don't have your chair, you can take your hands to your hips. And we'll rise all the way up. All right. So let's have everybody come back and we'll sit down in our chair. All right. So one of the biggest things that we can do for ourselves in yoga is to make sure that we're stretching our hips and stretching our shoulders. So we're going to do both of those things before we end class today. The first thing I want to do is just try to stretch our thighs today. So everyone turn to the right, and you're going to do just like you did with the warrior 2, where you've got your left leg kind of hanging off a little bit. Let the right arm grab the chair so you've got support there. And then we'll see if we can take the top of our left foot to the floor. So for some of us, this is already going to feel like this is a lot, just taking the top of the foot to the floor. For some of us, we'll take the foot back even further, trying to drop the knee down towards the ground. You can hold on to the seat of the chair with your left hand if that feels like you need support. And you're holding onto the chair with your right hand. And then you're just going to lean back. And you should feel a stretch in your thigh. And take a couple breaths. And then we'll sit all the way back up. And we'll turn into the other side. So turn into the left. Now we've got the left leg on the chair. Just like with the warrior 2, slide to the side to that sit bone, and that leg can be off the chair. Grab the back of the chair with your left hand. If you need to grab the seat with your right hand, you can. Take the top of that right foot to the floor. If you like, you can take it further back behind you. If it already feels like a big stretch, stay right here. You don't have to lean backwards. If you want more stretch, lean it back. Take a couple breaths. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. So go ahead, turn back to the front. I'm going to turn sideways again so you guys can see, but you don't have to turn sideways. So, sitting facing the front, slide forward. So you've got this space between yourself and the back of the chair. That's almost universal how we want to sit when we're sitting for chair yoga. We really just want to feel like our sit bones are just barely caught on the front of our chair, almost like we could slide off at any point. But we're going to stretch our shoulders a bit now. So lots of options again. Option one, we're going to take our hands back behind us and just try to walk our hands to our opposite elbows and sit up nice and tall. And take a couple breaths. So you can stay there if that's feeling like a big stretch across your chest and your shoulders. If you want to go further, take your hands and clasp them together and sit up nice and tall and take a few breaths. If that's feeling good and you want to stay there, stay there. If you want to take it further, dial the elbows back behind you a bit. Again, stay there if that feels like your edge. If not, we'll straighten the arms. And then if not, we can bring the arms away, sit up nice and tall, take a few breaths. If for some reason this is all still too easy, you can stand up so that the chair isn't in your way and take the arms back even more, which you should be feeling this across the chest and across the fronts of your shoulder heads. Take a couple breaths. And then we'll let that go. All right, I'm going to turn back towards the front with all of you. And then we'll stretch our hips. So this is a pose that I do almost every chair yoga class. It's also a variation of a pose I do almost every yoga class because I believe that as a society we sit so much, we really need to stretch our hips. So in regular mat yoga class, you can do this pose. Pose is usually called pigeon pose. You can also do this pose on your back. In chair yoga, we just do it here sitting up. Again, a couple variations. So variation one, and where we're trying to go, is to cross the right ankle over the left knee and let the right knee come to the right. As you do that, flex and activate your right foot because we want to stabilize the knee. If we activate the foot, we stabilize everything above it. Knees don't like to move sideways, so important to flex your foot. Just draw the toes back and make the muscles of your foot active so it's not just like hanging out all loose. So active foot. If it's too much to get the foot up onto the knee this way, you can straighten out the leg and you can take the foot onto the leg at any point lower. But eventually we want to see if we can get the foot or the ankle up onto the knee. So sitting up nice and tall, for a lot of us, this feels like a huge stretch already. If it's not feeling like a huge stretch and you want more stretch, keeping the shoulders back and keeping the spine long, we'll fold forward leading with our heart. So notice I'm not rounding and bringing the head down. I'm keeping the spine long and leaning forward, and you should really feel that stretch right in the outside of your right hip. Take a few breaths. And then inhale, we'll sit up tall. Unwind that. And we'll try the other side. So crossing the left ankle over the right knee, letting the left knee fall out to the left. So again, flex the foot, activate the foot. It's not hanging out all loose. The muscles are engaged. It's going to help stabilize your knee. Sitting up nice and tall. You can use that even when you're not stretching your hip. Stabilizing your feet helps stabilize your knee in all regards. So if you've got any things going on, think about activating your foot all the time. Sit up nice and tall. If you need to straighten out the right leg and have the foot lower, that's totally okay. If this feels like a big stretch, stay right where you are. If you want more, leaning forward, leading with your heart, trying not to round our back. Take a few breaths. And then we'll inhale and sit up tall. And let's stretch our shoulders the opposite way of what we already did before. So I had the pleasure of attending a private little yoga group last night on Zoom. And my dear friend Donna Kling, she got us into this pose in a really cute way that I had never done before. So let's do it together. Take your right hand on your heart and your left hand on top. And just take a big breath. And then you're going to slide your hands across to your shoulders and give yourself a hug. And if you already feel this across the back of your shoulder blades, you can stay right here. If not, then the right elbow is going to slide on top of the left, and we'll wrap the hands around into eagle arms. So sorry that you can't see my face as we talk right now, but lift the elbows and then drop the shoulders down and feel that across the backs of your shoulder blades. And if you want a little extra in this one, you can drop your chin to your chest and take a couple breaths. And then we'll let that go, unwind our arms, and we'll try the other side. So this time, left hand on your chest, right hand on top. Take a big breath. And then slide the hands out to the shoulders, give yourselves a hug. And then slide the left elbow on top of the right and wrap the hands around. Lifting the elbows, drop the shoulders. Take a couple breaths, drop the chin to the chest if that feels good. And then we'll unwind that and let the hands come down. Stay seated just like you are. I thought that my phone was off, but I'm going to make sure it is before we meditate. There we go. So, hands sitting on your knees. Just going to have a really brief meditation here at the end of our practice, just to kind of solidify that feeling of being in our body today. I cannot tell you how important I think it is when the world is chaotic, when we don't know what's going on, we don't know what's going to happen, just to know we can be in our body, and that can help to make us really present. There's different lineages and different philosophies, different religions, different things that have different things to say about the body and what it is in relation to our spirit. But I believe, and my lineage believes, that everything is divine, and so by extension that means our body is as well. And so it's just as divine or a spiritual practice to get in touch with the body and feel it. And so I hope that that helps you kind of ground yourself and center yourself in this crazy time. So let's go ahead, let our hands rest on our knees, and we can close our eyes just like we did at the beginning. Take a nice easy inhale, and a nice easy exhale. Let your awareness for a moment be just there on your breath, following the breath flowing in and out. Then we're just going to use our awareness just to really feel each little part of our body. So take your mind all the way down to your toes there on the ground. You can even feel each individual toe, from your pinky toe to your big toe there on the floor. You can give them a little wiggle or just try to feel them. And then take your awareness to the balls of your feet where your toes connect to your feet. Feel that for a moment. Take your awareness to the tops of your feet and the arches of your feet. Just feel your feet there on the ground. Take your awareness to your heels. Feel your heels on the ground. Move your awareness to your ankles. And then bring your awareness to your shins and your calves, your whole lower leg. Move your awareness to the tops of your knees and the backs of your knees. Bring your awareness to your upper leg, your thighs, and your hamstrings. You'll be able to feel them extra because your hands are there on your thighs. Just feel your whole leg, your whole legs. And then shift that awareness up a bit into your hips and your glutes and your sit bones there on the chair. Bring your awareness into your core and your lower back. See how they feel right now. Bring your awareness to your low ribs and in the middle of your back. See how that feels right now. Bring your awareness to your chest and your upper back. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Let them soften down maybe a bit towards the ground. If they're inching their way up towards your ears, just invite them to relax. Bring your awareness to your biceps and your triceps, your whole upper arms. Bring your awareness to the insides and the outsides of your elbows. And then shift that awareness down into your forearms and your wrists. Feel the whole lower part of your arm. And then bring your awareness to the palms of your hands. They might be resting on your thighs, maybe the backs of your hands. And then bring your awareness into your fingers and your thumbs. You might give them a wiggle or feel each individual finger on its own, all the way from your pinkies to your thumbs. And then let's shift this awareness up through our neck and our throat. See how that feels. And then shifting your awareness finally up into your face. Notice if you're holding any tension there. If you can just invite your face to soften. Let your jaw be soft. Relax that little space between your eyebrows. Maybe shift your awareness all the way up to the top of your head. And then just take a couple breaths and feel your whole body today. However it is that it's feeling, even if it's got aches or pains or things that feel a little off, or things that maybe you're not completely happy with. No judgment, just be here. Take a moment even of gratitude for this body, gets you around this world, this reality, often without thanks and gratitude. And so just take a moment to appreciate it, however it feels today. And maybe see if you can feel that this body is divine, just like everything around us. When you're ready, let's bring our hands to touch at our heart. Whatever your intention was this morning, without any judgment again, of course, take your mind back to it for a moment, check in with yourself, see how it went. And then most importantly, take a moment and honor the light that exists within you and thank yourself for coming to yoga this morning. I thank you all for being here with me as well. And I honor the light within you and within all beings. Namaste.